Good afternoon, wrestling fans. We are live here from the Ratner Athletic Center Auxiliary Gym as the University of Chicago wrestling team takes on Augustana College. We're just starting off action right now. At 125 pounds, Jimmy Pinozzo for Augustana has won via forfeit for Augustana. So Augustana takes a quick 6-0 lead in the team scoring. The current match we have right now is 133 pounds, Adam Wyeth for Chicago versus Augustana's Brendan Gould. And Gould gets the takedown. Out of bounds. Back to the center. Wyeth is down. Gould from top position. And we're a minute in the first period here. 133 pounds. Adam Wyeth versus Brendan Gould. And referee calls stalemate. And Wyeth gets the escape. Score is now 2-1 Augustana in this first period of action, 133 pounds. Wyeth is a senior for the Maroons. He's been a regular starter at 133 pounds for several years now. He has a 9-11 overall record so far this year. And when the last time that these two teams met last year, Augustana was the winner in the team score, 41-3. Paul Papoutsis had scored the lone victory last time at 165 pounds. And right there, great defense by Gould. Wyeth had him on the single leg, and Gould was just able to get position back and then reverse it on him for a takedown. Now 4-1. Wyeth tries to swim out, but can't quite break that grip, and that brings the end to the first period. 4-1, Augustana leads. Chicago defers, and Augustana chooses neutral to start the second period. Augustana comes into the match with a 7-5 dual meet record. They are ranked number 29 in the country, according to the National Wrestling Coaches Association national poll. And Wyeth gets in on that left leg, trying to finish. Gould is holding on to that right leg, just trying to not give it up. Wyeth trying to build back up, but it's going to be scored a takedown for Gould. 6-1 is the score. A minute left here in the second period. Wyeth trying to build his base, try to get that escape point. He's got his feet. Gould gets his legs high on the hips, drags him back down. Referee calls it out of bounds. Gonna head back to the center. 33 seconds left here in the second period. Augustana is the fourth CCIW team that University of Chicago has on the schedule this year. CCIW, of course, is the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. The four opponents from the CCIW that University of Chicago has seen so far this year, they opened the season with North Central College and have also faced Wheaton College and Elmhurst College. Augustana is the fourth and final team from the CCIW. The CCIW has had some very good team results at nationals the last few years. Just a few seasons ago, Elmhurst College finished second in the nation at nationals. They had, I do believe it was 3 national champions. 1 second left here in the second. And that's time. So Augustana leads 6-1 in this 133-pound match. We now start the third period. Wyeth chooses down. Gets his feet. Gould doing a good job of keeping the weight high. Out of bounds. Back to the center. Augustana coach is Eric Jurgens. He's in his 8th year at Augustana. And University of Chicago coach is Leo Coker, who is in his 36th season with the Maroons. Both coaches actually have Big Ten connections. Leo was a wrestler for Northwestern University, and Eric Jurgens had a very decorated career for the University of Iowa Hawkeyes. As a collegiate wrestler, Jurgens was a 2-time national champion and also took 3rd place in his weight class twice. So a 4-time All-American all told. A Big Ten Wrestler of the Year as well. And Gould showing very good riding technique. Keeps mixing it up. Just very active on top, just trying to not let Wyeth get any of his base. And Gould right there, trying to go for the near fall. But he is not credited with the near fall. Didn't quite get it in the referee's opinion. "35 seconds left here in the third and final period. Augustana leads 6-1. He has plenty of riding time to pick up the riding time point. So he's trying to turn him again. Wyeth just trying to make sure he doesn't give up those crucial points. Because as it stands right now, it will not be a major decision. And that'll be it. So with the riding time point, Brendan Gould from Augustana wins by a score of 7-1. So Augustana now, after 2 weight classes, leads in the team score 9-0 over University of Chicago. And our next weight class up is 141 pounds. Elliot Henderson, a freshman for University of Chicago, versus Augustana's Colin Tompkins. In his last action, the previous weekend at the Wheaton College Invite, Henderson went 2-2 at 141 pounds, picking up a pair of wins in the consolation bracket. And the Wheaton College Invite, one of the oldest and largest in the nation. 32 teams competed last weekend at Wheaton. Field of over 260 wrestlers and 9 teams ranked in the top 30 in the country. So one of the best fields that University of Chicago is going to see all year for sure. The Maroons finished 21st in team points. Paul Papoutis at 165 pounds was the high placer for University of Chicago. He finished in 8th place. But the Maroons did have a number of wrestlers pick up multiple victories. Henderson keeps circling, looking for a spot. Tompkins is more stationary. Seeing what Henderson will do. One minute left here in the first period of action. Score is 0-0. Henderson again going for the double. He's gone for that several times now. Tompkins has played good defense, and now he's got the right ankle. Now trying to get that left one. And it's a takedown. Henderson really trying to kick out of it. And there's a stalling call on Augustana. .20 left. Augustana leads 2-0 in this 141-pound match. And Henderson gets the escape just in time. 10 seconds left. Makes the score 2-1 Augustana. Henderson's been wrestling at every weight class from 125, 133, and 141. Most of this season, though, he has been at 141. That brings an end to the first period. We start period number 2. Augustana leads 2-1. Henderson down. Tompkins on top. Henderson had chosen down, but Tompkins decided that he wanted to go to neutral position, so they automatically award Henderson for an escape point. So now the score is 2-2. Interesting decision right there, but Tompkins doing a good job right there. Caught him high and then just was able to pin him right there. Great move by Tompkins. That's an early second period pin. And Augustana now leads 15-0 in the team scoring after 3 weight classes. And now we're at 149 pounds. For the Maroons, Michael Sepke, and for Augustana, Matt Sears. Sepke brings a overall record of 7-4 into this match. He is a sophomore for this team, but he missed all of last year. But now he is now in the mix again for the Maroons, and he scores a takedown right there. 2-0 Chicago. Sepke doing a good job riding so far. Both teams come into this match on a good streak in terms of dual meet results. The Maroons have won 6 straight dual meets, with their latest being a 24-18 victory over Elmhurst on January 24th. That match was a thrilling conclusion. That was a 3-point match right up until the heavyweight. And then that was Mario Palmisano for Chicago. He was down in that heavyweight match 7-1 after the first period, but came all the way back to win 10-9 right at the end to clinch the team victory for the Maroons. Very thrilling match. Sepke just riding Sears hard, building up that riding time. He's around a minute and a half now on riding time. And Sears, about 30 seconds ago, looked like he had an escape. Looked like he had slipped him, but just couldn't get quite away from Sepke. Sepke was quick to get it back. 1 minute left here in the first period. 2-0. Chicago leads. Augustana has wrestled very well lately as well. At the national duels versus St. John's, they came out with a 25-21 victory against a ranked team. They defeated Co 19-18 in a very close match back on January 15th. And then their most recent duel result was against Wisconsin-Platteville, who they defeated handily 34-9 on January 22nd. Augustana was also at the Pete Wilson Wheaton Invitational last weekend. They finished 7th out of 32 teams, a very good showing. Final seconds are ticking off here in the first period. Sepke still in control, and that's the buzzer. 2-0, Chicago leads after the first period. Sepke defers, and Sears chooses neutral. Sepke, very, very good, strong showing in that first period. Very good riding. Built up 2.5 minutes of riding time. Sears chose neutral, I'm sure, to try to get his takedown and try to tie this up. A lot of guys will choose down in the second period if they are trailing to try to get that quick escape point. But as well as Sepke was riding him in that first period, perhaps he chose neutral instead just to see if he could get the 2 points. And Sepke, very good defense. and then scores a takedown of his own. Sears went in for that double around the hips, and Sepke just popped back like he knew it was coming, got on him, and then scored the takedown himself. Sepke came to University of Chicago with impressive credentials. He wrestled at perennial state power Montini, one of the best wrestling programs in the state. He's a 3-time state qualifier, 2-time state placer, and state finalist as well once. While he was there, his team won 4 Illinois 2A state championships. It's a high-quality program. And Sepke has shown flashes of very good potential. So far this match, he's doing a great job on top. Just not letting Sears get any easy points. That brings an end to the second period. 4-0, Chicago leads. So we head into the third and final period. Sepke has his riding time of 3 minutes and 49 seconds, so his bonus point is guaranteed at this point, barring a pin. He chooses down. Trying to get his escape point. With the team trailing, I'm sure he chose down because he wants that escape point and then try to go for a major decision if he can. Sears, good lift right there, just as Sepke was about to get out. Sepke still has his base. Now he's just trying to run it out, break the grip, and he does. 5-0, Chicago leads. Minute and a half left here in the match. So right now he needs another takedown, and then if he rides, if he gets a takedown and rides out, that will be a major decision, which would give Chicago 4 points in the team scoring.
Come on, Mike, one more.
And he goes for that shot on the right leg, but out of bounds is the call. Minute 10 left.
Need another one. Come on, Mike.
Earlier this season, Sepke finished 5th at the Concordia Open, which had a large field as well.
Let's go, Mike.
And that was back in late November. .30 seconds left in this match. Sepke still looking for that takedown. And Sears just wanting to play solid defense, wanting to make sure that he doesn't give something up and maybe counter if he can. 10 seconds remaining. Sepke doing good head play. Keeps moving Sepke's headgear around. 4 seconds. And that's going to do it. Final score, 6-0. Chicago wins. Sepke improves his season record to 8-4. So in the team scores right now, Augustana has a 15-3 lead after 4 weight classes. Now we are at 157 pounds. Devin Range is wrestling for the Maroons. Range just recently got back into action for the Maroons. He has a 2-1 record on the season. And Range did not appear in a varsity match last year, but in the previous season in 2012-13, he was the University Athletic Association champion at 157 pounds. And he was also the UAA champion the previous year in 2011-12. So he brings some good credentials to the table, veteran presence. And Coach Coker, I'm sure, is hoping that he'll find his stride just in time for both the UAA championships and for the Midwest Regional and a possible berth into nationals. So looking at the rest of University of Chicago's schedule, next weekend they will head out to Cleveland, Ohio for the UAA championships against New York University and Case Western Reserve University. And Case is hosting. They'll face New York first at 11 a.m. Eastern, followed by Case at a time to be determined. And then they'll have a 2-week break until the NCAA Midwest Regional at Wabash College in Crawfordsville, Indiana on February 28th. And the referee calls stalling on Augustana. Range still trying to work his offense. No points scored yet. 44 seconds left here in the first period. Midwest Regional is always packed full of good teams. And should any Maroons advance through the Midwest Regional, the NCAA Division III National Championships will be on March 13th and 14th in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And Augustana scores the takedown right here in the final 20 seconds of the first period. Just caught Range off balance. Was able to finish it off. Range tries to slip, but that's it for the first period. Augustana leads 2-0 after the first period here at 157 pounds. Range chooses down here to start the second. Trying to get that escape point and gets his feet quickly. Now just trying to break that hold. And he does. Augustana decided that he's already had his feet. He was in good position. Didn't want to risk a reversal, so just let him go. Gave him the 1 point. At this time of the year, it's really all about trying to be healthy and be in good condition for the postseason. With so little time left in the season, just only a few weeks. And Range, nicely done getting that takedown. He had tried to get some back points right before that takedown. Didn't quite get it, and then just scrambled to get that takedown real quick. And then let his opponent up. It's 3-3 is the score. 50 seconds left here in the second period. But yes, at this time of the year, a lot of coaches will be wanting to make sure that their top guys are healthy. So if anyone's dinged up, they want them to rest right before their conference championships, right before nationals, so that they can be in prime condition. Very nicely done by Range. Just pulled his opponent through and got that takedown. And Augustana almost had that escape. And then Range threw him and then was able to cover him up very quickly to not give up an escape. 17 seconds left. It is 5-3. Chicago leads. Augustana has his feet. Range just trying to get all that weight on the head. And he might get the reversal. Time is short. Time is short, but out of time. No reversal. No escape. So the score is 5-3. Chicago leads, entering the third and final period. No riding time to speak of. I think Range has 5 seconds of riding time right now, and that's it. Both guys just looking for their offense. Range on top, putting all the weight up near the head. Trying to drag him back down. So Augustana opponent had his feet. And it looks like he's going to break it, and he does. An escape. 5-4, Chicago leads. Minute and a half left in the match. This third period is where conditioning pays off. It's always the hardest period. Who has enough in the tank to be able to both create offensive chances and also to play good enough defense when there are guys shooting on them. .50 seconds remaining. Range still leads 5-4. Being very deliberate right now. He knows he has a lead, so he's not going for too much right now. Just trying to see what Augustana is going to do. And he's got Range's right leg, and we're low on time. And Range gets the takedown. And now he's going to get some back points. He's going for the pin. And it's a pin with 13 seconds left. Third period pin by Devin Range. Great effort. Augustana went for that shot, and then Range just got him up high, turned him, got the takedown, and then as he was working those back points, got the shoulders down for the pin. So very big point score for the Maroons, who are now, they're trailing 15-9 in the team scoring with Augustana. And now we're at 165 pounds. For Chicago, it's Brennan King, and for Augustana, it's Jordan Furiosi. And Brennan King right there getting a quick takedown. Goes up 2-0. Two minutes left in this first period of action. University of Chicago leads 2-0. That's an escape for Augustana. The score is now 2-1 in favor of Chicago. And good job by King getting another takedown. 4-1. Minute and a half left here in the first period. Plenty of action so far. Brennan King brings in a record of 3-6 into this match, including 1 pin at the Concordia Open. He's doing a good job on top right now. Working well on the hip. .40 left here in the first period. 4-1, Chicago leads. .20 seconds remaining. And other than that forfeit at 125 pounds, both teams have won 2 matches each so far. And that brings an end to the first period. Chicago leads 4-1. Chicago's choice, King defers. Furiosi chooses neutral. King has a significant height advantage on his opponent here at 165. Furiosi more compact, and King pretty tall for 165. Furiosi trying to stalk in, looking for his offense, and then King gets him around the shoulders and whips him down for the takedown. 6-1, he now leads. And Furiosi gets out for the escape. 6-2, 1 minute left here in the second period.
Stay on the mat, Brennan. Stay on the mat.
Elmhurst was just in action on Thursday. They faced off against Elmhurst College and beat them for the first time since 2004, winning in dominating fashion, 32-11. That's a big win that Augustana was coming off. Furiosi came in slowly, and King saw the ankle, went for it. Going hard for that takedown. Not sure if they'll finish or they're going to call might call a stalemate here in a second. But no, that's actually the end of the period. And we go on to the third and final period. Chicago leads 6-2. King has 2 minutes and 46 seconds worth of riding time built up, so he's got the bonus point assured. Furiosi pulling King towards him, gets the left leg and scores the takedown, and then out of bounds. So that's a big takedown for Augustana. The score is now 6-4. So Furiosi lets him up. Escape point for Chicago is now 7-4. Minute 24 left on the clock. At this point, King has a 4-point lead if you consider the riding point. So he wants to definitely protect that lead. And there's stalling call on King. Goes for the right leg, Furiosi saw it coming. Gets the double underhook. He's trying to get around him, and he did. That's a takedown, 7-6. And a quick reversal by King. Going for back points. Going for that pin. He'll get the back points. He'll get a near fall 3. So the reversal plus the 3 makes it 12-6, only 10 seconds left. And just when he looked like he might be in trouble, Brennan King slips him for the reversal, gets the 3 near fall, and finishes up with a 13-6 victory. And the score is now 15-12 in favor of Augustana in the team scoring. Chicago has won 3 straight matches now. And now we got a big one here at 174 pounds. Nick Ferraro, the freshman for University of Chicago, versus Jordan Richardson, the senior from Augustana. We've seen a lot of Richardson over the years. He's a team captain for Augustana, very accomplished. One of the taller 174s out there as well. Uses his height to his advantage. Gets good leverage. Ferraro actually leads the team in victories this year. He has a overall record of 23 wins and 10 losses. And Richardson had Ferraro's ankle, but wasn't able to score anything. Most recently, Ferraro went 2-2 at 174 pounds at the Wheaton Invite last weekend. His 2 wins came by scores of 12-4 and 11-4. Ferraro has 9 pins out of his 23 wins this year. He also has 3 technical falls. He's shown a lot of offense in his debut campaign with the Maroons. So far this year, he has taken 3rd place at the Trine Open early in the season, and then took 1st place in his weight class at the Elmhurst Invite back in mid-January. "45 seconds left here in the first period. Score is 0-0. Both wrestlers really feeling each other out, just seeing what they can do. Not taking unnecessary risks. Five seconds left in the first period. And that is it for the first. 0-0 is the score. Augustana defers. Ferraro chooses down. Try to get that escape point. And Ferraro had his feet. Richardson doing a good job of trying to keep him off. Got his ankle. Ferraro's got his base again. Richardson trying to pull him down. And that is an escape. So 1-0, Chicago takes the lead here in the second period. Minute and 32 seconds left. The way these guys are approaching right now, it could be a low-scoring match. Very deliberate, trying to get their hands where they want them and see what they can work off. Richardson trying to get those underhooks. And Ferraro goes for it, and he got the double leg takedown, and he's going for back points. So he got the 2 points. Let's see what else he can get. And trying for that pin. He's working hard. He's got the neck. He's got the leg. He's not quite getting the shoulders, though. Richardson fighting him. And he's going to get the 3 near fall. So that makes the score 6-0 in favor of Ferraro as the final seconds tick off here in the second period. And that's it. We head into the third period. Ferraro leads 6-0. Very opportunistic takedown right there, and then he caught Richardson backpedaling and got the back points. And Ferraro has shown all year that if you slip up like that, he can pin you. And Richardson gets the reversal. Very canny move by the senior. 6-2 is now the score. Ferraro's still got a good lead here, but he's going to have to make sure that he can escape. Richardson, being so tall, creates good leverage on top as Ferraro tries to build his base. And good slip. That'll be an escape point for Ferraro. 7-2 is the score. Chicago leads. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining here in the third and final period. Richardson going for that left ankle. Does not get it. Ferraro sees him fly by. Didn't try to counter right away, though. Wanted to make sure that he didn't get caught himself.
Stay out of it. Stay out of it.
The guys have each other around the torsos. Might get a stalemate call here in a second. Well, Ferraro's might be going for a throw, but changes his mind. Call is out of bounds. Back to the center. 21 seconds remaining. Looks like we'll have some blood time on Ferraro. Might have opened up a cut on his lower leg. 21 seconds left here in the third period as we take some blood time. And it looks like the trainers have them all patched up. We'll resume here in a second. Richardson's going to have to press the offense. He's down 5 points. Only seconds remaining. Goes for the hip, and he'll get the takedown. Just a few seconds left, and then he'll give up the escape. But that is it for time. Final score, 8-4. Ferraro gets the win for Chicago. So now the match is all tied up, 15-15 in the team scores. 3 matches left. Chicago's won 4 in a row now. And now we move on to 184 pounds as Chicago's Ryan Walsh takes on Augustana's Thomas Rayhans. Could be pronounced Reigns, actually. Reigns led Augustana with a 4th place finish at 184 pounds at the Pete Wilson invite. Very impressive result in a loaded field. He has a season record so far this year of 22 wins and 6 losses. Both guys hand fighting, seeing where the other guy's at. Feeling each other out. Walsh keeps circling left. This is going to be a very interesting end to the meet, of course. With only 3 matches left and tied in the team scores. Every point's going to mean that much more. And Chicago has been strong in the top half of their lineup all season long. Even though he did not wrestle today, Paul Papoutsis is one of the team's leaders in victories. With an overall record of 18-5. Mario Palmisano is 15-2 this year at heavy. He's competing at heavyweight. Has a 10-1 record at heavyweight. Dave Gremling has 12 wins between heavyweight and 197 pounds. Nick Ferraro leading the team in victories now with 24. So a lot of wins in that top in the back half of the lineup for the Maroons. 20 seconds left here in the first period. The score is 0-0. Not much action here. Both guys just trying to figure out what they want to do. Not unusual for a first period to not have a lot of scoring. That brings it into the first. Chicago's choice, they defer. Augustana chooses down. So Walsh on top. Walsh throwing his weight to the top. But Reigns escapes. He built his base up pretty well. 1-0 Augustana leads early here in the second period. Both of these guys are they're being very deliberate in their offense. Walsh has been a little bit more aggressive. He's been going in for a couple attempts. Not many attempts for Reigns. And the referee issues a stalling warning on Augustana, imploring the wrestlers to have some more action, that they're not going for their offense enough. And that has been true. Not much action in this match. 30 seconds left here in the second period. And once again, this one's going to be decided in the third period. As the seconds tick down. A lot of head positioning going on, a lot of hand fighting, but not many shots. Brings an end to the second period. 2 minutes left. Walsh is down. He needs that escape point. Raines has the 1-0 lead. 2 minutes left, and Raines trying to go for those near fall points. He got high on Walsh, and he did. He got 2 near fall. Makes the score 3-0. Trying to turn Walsh again. Walsh trying to build his base. Trying to get up and out. And he's going for the near fall again. Did not hold on to it long enough on that one. One minute remaining in the match. Augustana leads 3-0. And now has a riding time point along with it, just past a minute. And Walsh almost to his feet. And he is, and he gets the escape. 3-1 is now the score, 25 seconds left. Goes in for the left leg. Raines defends. And 10 seconds remaining. Might not be able to finish it. And that looks like it's going to be it. Final score, Augustana wins 4-1 to break the string of Chicago victories. Team score is now Augustana 18, Chicago 15. We are now at 197 pounds. 2 matches remaining. So it looks like it'll be for Augustana, it'll be Ethan Benoit versus Chicago's Dave Gremling. If Chicago wins this match, it'll all come down to the heavyweight. Gremling has a record of 12-12 on the season. He has 4 pins out of his 12 victories this year. Spent the first half of the season at heavyweight, and the latter half at 197 pounds. Him and senior Mario Palmisano switched weight classes. Mario was a 3-year starter at 197 pounds. But at the midpoint of this year, or I should say not midpoint, but earlier in this year, Mario moved up to heavyweight. And Gremling went down to 197. Minute 50 left in this first period. Scoreless. Benoit's got good head position, but both wrestlers go off the mat. Back to the center. Minute 10 left in the first period. Stalling call on Chicago. The referee wants to see more action. And off the mat again. Reset in the middle. And with points at a premium right now, every point's going to count. It's pretty uncommon for stalling calls to result in actual points, but it happens a lot more often in tournament and invitational action, especially in the latter rounds. Guys trying to hold on to leads, trying to advance in tournaments. 10 seconds left here in this first period. Sometimes referees, though, if they see blatant stalling, if they give enough stalling warnings, they're going to award points to the other side. Gremling is down. Benoit covers on top as we start the second period. Gremling got to his feet right away, but he gets thrown. Gremlin looked like he was already out, and Benoit just got his hands between the legs and picked him up and threw. Out of bounds. Score still tied 0-0. Gremling really looking for that escape point right away. Got his base again. And Benoit, again, is going for that same move, just trying to run him out or throw him. And it's the third time in a row it's worked. So now it's just a matter of Gremling trying to get to his feet fast enough and get away fast enough. But that time, Benoit switched up tactics, kept his hands around the middle, pulled him up and put him down. And Gremling very close, but he keeps not quite getting all the way. Benoit doing a good job of hanging on. And he lets him go. And that's an escape point for Gremling. 1-0, he takes the lead. Benoit looking a little winded. That exertion of multiple pickups and throws can sap some of your energy, especially as the match goes on. .15 seconds left here in the second period. Feels like whoever's going to get the first takedown is probably going to win at the rate things are going. And that's it for the second period. Chicago leads 1-0. And this time, Augustana is going to be choosing down, trying to get his escape point. Right now, Augustana has a 50-second riding time advantage. So no points from riding time yet for either wrestler. Gremling just trying to see if he can whittle into that, but tried to go high. Benoit got his base, lifted himself out, gets the escape point, tied 1-1 here in the third and final period. At this point, a takedown. The next takedown could definitely win it. Minute and a half left. Chicago really needs this match in order to tie it up or go ahead, entering the final match at heavyweight. Both guys hanging on each other's heads. .47 seconds left. Score is still tied 1-1. And Benoit goes in for that right leg, but Gremling stands him up. Both guys leaning on each other hard. Only 10 seconds left here in the third period. Out of bounds, back to the center. Could see a sudden victory overtime here. Final seconds tick away, and we will go on to overtime. Now this is sudden victory 1. So for this overtime period, they're going to start at neutral, and whoever gets the takedown gets the win. And we have a timeout for blood time for Gremling. Looks like on his nose. As we take a quick break for the trainers to stop the flow of blood. Pretty common occurrence for wrestlers is to have blood time. Just with the clashing of heads and little scrapes that happen. And it looks like we still have some blood drippage. And so they call the trainer over again. Now there is a limit on blood time. And if Chicago runs out of blood time and the referee decides that the wrestler can no longer continue, that would be a win for Augustana. Very rare occurrence, though, I would say. Usually most blood time can be contained within a couple minutes, unless it is a serious gash or puncture. In this case, I think they got it under control, and we start the sudden victory overtime. It's a 1-minute overtime period. And there will be another one right after it if there are no points scored in this one. And Gremling looked right there like he was trying to lean on Benoit, trying to go for some offense. And now we'll see who's got the legs left in him to try to score points. And off the mat they go. Back to center again. 34 seconds here in this overtime. Both guys working hard. And you can see both of them. They're just trying to see if they can get some kind of opening. Neither of them wanting to make a mistake. Good defense by Gremling on that shot by Benoit. Not a very convincing shot. He was kind of trying to feel him out, see if he could catch him. 5 seconds left. Oh, he went for the single. And Benoit had his back, but he did not have him off his feet in time. Did not control him to the ground. Therefore, no takedown. And now we're going to do alternating 30-second escapes. So if Benoit can get out in 30 seconds, Gremling will then have his opportunity to get out in 30 seconds, or else Benoit is declared the winner. So really this is all about you have to get out. You have to get that escape point in these 30 seconds, or else your opponent, if they are able to escape in theirs, they get the win automatically. Gremling, Benoit gets his feet. Gremling just trying to lift, make sure he does not give it up. Benoit is almost out, 13 seconds. Gremling pushes him out. And Augustana, the coaches really wanted the stalling call on Gremling there because Gremling was pushing Benoit out. 10 seconds left, and Benoit tries to flip him. Gremling holds on. 3 seconds and keeps him there. No escape for Benoit. So now it comes down to this. Gremling has 30 seconds to get out. If he can escape in 30 seconds, he will get the victory. The score is 1-1 here in Sudden Victory 3. And he's almost got it. But Benoit is able to kind of run him out there, not lose his grip. And Benoit has shown that this match that he's been able to hold on when Gremling has gotten his feet. Oh, he tried to go for the ankle, was not successful. Gremling breaks the hold, and that's a win. But not a win, I should say. They still have 15 seconds left. So technically, if Benoit was able to get a takedown, he could get the win. 5 seconds remaining. He's going for it. Gremling stands him up, and that's it. Gremling gets the 2-1 victory in overtime number 4. So now it all comes down to this. For the second dual meet in a row for Chicago, it all comes down to the heavyweights. The score is tied 18-18 between Chicago and Augustana. And now we're with the big boys here at heavyweight. For Chicago, it's Mario Palmisano versus Augustana's Jack Seaman. Quite the matchup here. Both guys very accomplished heavyweights. Seaman has the size advantage, the definite size advantage, as Palmisano is a converted 197-pounder up until halfway through this year. Palmisano's advantage, despite usually he's a smaller heavyweight, but he uses his quickness to his advantage. He's able to score points that way against bigger opponents. Seaman is a tall heavyweight. And Seaman this year is actually ranked 9th in the nation at the Division III level with 15 pins. So he's been very good once he gets an opponent to the floor. He's been very good at finishing off and getting pins. And Seaman does lead the team in wins. He has a record of 26-8. On the other side, Palmisano is 15-2 this season with a 10-1 mark at heavyweight with 4 pins. So a very, very evenly matched pairing going in. And at heavyweight, points are at a premium. It's usually not as high scoring as some other weight classes lower down. Because once you get takedowns, sometimes it's the heavyweights can really ride on each other really well. Keeps point scoring low. 1 minute left here in the first period. The score is 0-0. Seaman has had a couple good attacking opportunities, but Palmisano's been able to slip out of them each time. Right there, Palmisano almost caught Seaman with a little feint. Seaman went in, and Palmisano almost came up on him for a takedown, but decided not to. Showing that agility that definitely pays off for him at this weight class. Palmisano is a 4-year starter for the Maroons, one of the most accomplished wrestlers on the team. He's always been amongst the team's leaders in victories, and UAA champion in the past as well. He's had a strong senior year this year. Seaman also having a very strong senior year, as we detailed before. So, two veteran guys. And now that brings an end to the first period. Score is 0-0. Second period about to begin. Palmisano defers. Seaman chooses down. Trying to get that escape point. And he's to his feet quickly. That height advantage. Gets the escape. Augustana leads 1-0. And realistically, wrestlers have to treat this as 0-0 and not as a 1-point advantage, just because Palmisano will almost assuredly choose down in the third period and try to get a quick escape as well to kind of negate that escape point. So in terms of approach, both wrestlers would probably be treating this as 0-0 still. Still going to be trying to score those takedown points. Palmisano goes in up for that left leg. Seaman defends it. He's trying to get underhooks on him. Trying to feel him out too with his left hand, just extending that left hand, trying to keep Palmisano at bay and feel him out, use his length advantage. Out of bounds, back to the center. Seaman is one of the leaner heavyweights you'll see out there as well. I mean, he's a tall heavyweight, but he is he's not one of the heavier guys out there from the looks of him. Pretty lean guy for the weight class. And he catches Palmisano on that attack, leaning on him hard, trying to see if he can turn the corner on him. But Palmisano gets up to his feet. Seaman still leaning on him hard. Tries to get the throw. He tried to get that throw, but the referee calls it that they were off the mat. So no points. It looked like Seaman was going for that throw on the edge, and Palmisano got out of his grip enough that he almost reversed that hold on him. And it looked like Palmisano could have had that takedown, but the referee calls it out of bounds. No points. And that brings an end to the second period. 1-0 Augustana leads. We're on to the third period. Palmisano chooses down. He needs this escape to tie it up. And with a taller opponent, it's all about getting out quick. Palmisano working hard. Trying to get some back points on Seaman. And then he got the reversal right there. So he got Seaman on his back while Seaman was holding on to his belly. and then was able to get the reversal to score 2 points. Seaman there then slipped out. Score is tied 2-2, minute and a half left. No riding time. Riding time is 0-0 on both sides. I'm not sure what the call is right there. Referee, I think, did not like what he was hearing from the Augustana coach, and I think he might have kicked him off the mat and told him to sit in the stands. Not really sure exactly what happened there. But regardless, the score is tied 2-2, 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining in the match. Whoever wins this, that's going to decide the duel. And both guys, you know, they've worked hard to get to this third period. You know, you see the fatigue on their faces. So we'll see who has something left to be able to get some points. So I mean, considering the stakes being the last match, and there's Palmisano. He almost had the takedown. He almost had both legs. And now he does. So he went in hard on the one leg. He had the one leg, had the second ankle momentarily. Didn't have complete control, according to the referee. And then, after a few seconds, he got the grip and held on. And now he's trying to ride him out. He's got the lead, 4-2, only 6 seconds remaining. Palmisano riding him hard, not letting him get out. And that's it. Final score, Palmisano gets the win for Chicago, 4-2 over Seaman. And that's it. That is the match. Chicago gets the dual meet victory over number 29 ranked Augustana by a final team score of 21-18. Huge win for the Maroons. And an upset victory against the ranked Vikings. And thank you everyone for tuning in. Once again, the final score, the Chicago Maroons defeat Augustana College Vikings 21-18 in the dual meet. Thanks again for tuning in, and go Maroons.